If your reward in life, if your sense of self-worth is entirely tied up in getting attention from strangers on a screen, you're building your entire existence on quicksand. The moment a younger, louder voice arrives, you will be completely forgotten. Welcome back to Cold Logic. Today, we're talking about why you need to stop building your life around applause, and why the modern obsession with constant attention is destroying your ability to create anything of true, lasting value. We live in an era where almost everyone is driven by a desperate desire for attention. With the rise of social media, people get an incredible rush from having millions of followers and being labeled an influencer. It builds up your ego, making you feel absolutely fantastic and amazing in the moment. But here is the cold truth about that kind of gratification. It is entirely ephemeral because it comes from the outside, not the inside. When you rely on external applause to feel good about yourself, you hand over your personal power to a crowd that doesn't actually care about you. And in 4 or 5 years, when the algorithms shift or some new, younger influencer comes along to take your place, that crowd will leave you behind, and you will be left deeply depressed because you didn't build anything solid for yourself. To escape this trap, you have to become strictly inner-driven. Now, I have an ego, and for me to sit here and tell you that I don't would be completely absurd. Success has absolutely inflated that ego over the years. But the reason my ego doesn't spiral entirely out of control is actually rooted in a deep, internal insecurity I have had since childhood. A lingering feeling that I was never quite doing enough to gratify my parents. Whenever I write a chapter, I always feel like the first draft is just awful, which constantly pushes me to work harder, revise it 5 times, and make it better. Now, while that intense level of anxiety has its own serious dangers, it probably contributed to my stroke. It keeps me relentlessly focused on the actual work. If I were only interested in the success and the applause, I would get lazy and just repackage the exact same ideas into book after book, like so many other writers do, because I wouldn't want to put in the real effort of thinking and creating new ideas. You have to shift your focus from wanting attention to wanting to create something genuinely great that contributes to humanity. So, how do you practically start doing this today? You have to radically shift how you view yourself. For hundreds of thousands of years, humans were defined by our ability to make things with our hands, slowly developing our brains in the process. We aren't just Homo sapiens, we are Homo faber, the animal that makes things. Whether you are writing a book, coding a piece of software, or starting a business, I want you to start thinking of yourself as a craftsman building a magnificent cathedral, laying it down patiently, brick by brick. Your passion must lie in the slow, deliberate process of building something beautiful, not in the Instagram hits, the attention, or the glory that might come at the very end. Real confidence and true power don't come from bragging or yelling for attention. They come quietly from the act of producing and creating something real. The applause of the crowd is incredibly loud, but it is ultimately entirely empty. I challenge you today to step away from the noise and start quietly building your cathedral. I want to hear from you down in the comments. What is one project you are going to focus on building this week, purely for the love of the craft and not for the applause? Let me know below. And if you want to keep mastering your own psychology and navigating the cold logic of human nature, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I will see you in the next video.